Hello everybody, welcome to Game 2 on the opening day of Demos Dozens, or Demos Dozen. This is going to be the second of the 3 American League contests. We'll be at Camden Yards today, and we've already rolled and it's good weather thanks to the D20. So balls could be flying out of Camden Yards this afternoon. It's going to be the Minnesota Twins taking on the Baltimore Orioles. It'll be Irvin Santana going for the Twins against Kevin Gausman for the Orioles. And to give a sneak preview of what's ahead, after this game, the last American League game will feature the Royals and the A's. Then we shift our attention to the National League opening day. Cardinals will be in Petco Park to face the Padres. The Braves will be at Miller Park to take on the Brewers. And we'll close it up at Miami Stadium for the Colorado Rockies and the Miami Marlins. So that's what's a look ahead, and that's going to finish up the first round of Demo Dozens, or the opening day. Then once I do all those, then I'll shift my attention back to the Sutcliffe replay as far as video purposes go. And a lot of these games, in the games 2 and 3 and so forth in the season, will be played offline. But I at least wanted to play every team once online, so you could take a look at the new cards and some of the players and see how they do. All right, so like I said, it's the Orioles and the Twins from Camden Yards. We'll look at the bench players and the starting lineups for both teams. To save time, I wrote it down on paper. So if we look at the rosters here, these are the 25-man rosters that I'm using. You can see the starting lineups there for both teams. Both teams have 3 players on the bench. I'm going with 12 position players and 13 pitchers to make your 25. So for the Twins, they have Jimenez, Vargas, and Escobar on the bench available. The Orioles have Joseph, Mancini, and Rickard. Then the bullpen, or the pitchers, I should say, the rest of the rotation for the Twins, you got Gibson, Berrios, Mejia, and Santiago. Rest of the rotation for the Orioles, Bundy, Jimenez, Miley, and Tillman. Then the bullpen for the Twins, you got Duffy, Presley, Belisle, Hughes, Rogers, Hildenberger, Breslow, and the closer Kinsler. And for the Orioles in their bullpen, you have Castro, Blyer, Asher, Hart, Brock, O'Day, Givens, and Zach Britton. So 3 lefties. Hart, Blyer, and Britton are lefties in the bullpen. With the ballpark checks being the good day, this is turned into a 1-8 for a single and 1-13 for a home run here at Camden Yards. So, with those festivities out of the way, we'll bring our dice into play. We'll put Kevin Gausman in the hot spot. Leadoff batter for the Twins will be Brian Dozier. And we will go ahead and get everything set up here for that. Hopefully, you guys can see. Looks like you can see fairly well, not the greatest, but fairly well on the cards. I know the pitcher card's coming through okay. I'm not sure about the batter card. Let me check this lamp light. See if I turn the lamp light off, if it gives it a little bit better results. I think it actually does. So we'll leave that lamp light off because I think I was getting some back residual light in here. This seems to be doing a whole lot better with just the main room light on. So I'm going to hold it right there as far as where I'm going to hold everything. All right, so we're ready to go. Kevin Gausman on the bump against Brian Dozier in Game 2 of the opening day of Demos Dozen is now underway from Camden Yards. And Dozier, a 1-6 against a right-hander. Dozier, a 1-6 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So Kevin Gausman coming through with a strikeout. That'll bring up number 2 hitter, Robbie Grossman. And Grossman is the DH today for the Twins. Switch hitter batting left. That is a 6-10 against Gausman. 6-10 against the lefty. He's a catcher X. And that is Wellington Castillo. He is a 3-E-2. And we got an 11, so that should not be a problem. But the E2 we need to check on. And that probably won't be a problem either, since he's only an E2. The error result, or number to check for, is a 14. So we'll look at the E2. And a 14, there is no 14 there. He is a 3-rated catcher with an 11. So we go to the catcher, 3 and an 11. That is a P/F. And a P/F says, with nobody on base, it's a foul out to the catcher. So it's a foul out to Wellington Castillo for out number 2. That'll bring up the third hitter, Byron Buxton, center fielder. And that's a 2-4 for Byron Buxton against Kevin Gausman. 2-4 against a right-hander is a ground ball to short. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Twins here in the top of the first. They go quietly, 1, 2, 3. And it'll be the Orioles' turn, and they'll have to do it against Irvin Santana. And I forgot to show Gausman. Let me show Gausman's numbers real quick. Gausman, 2017, was 11-12 with a 4.68 ERA. Irvin Santana in 2017, 16-8 with a 3.28 ERA. So just ERA-wise and record-wise, you would think that Santana would have the big edge here, but that's why you roll the dice. That's why they say why you play the game in strat world, so, or in any kind of tabletop world, they say that's why we roll the dice. All right, so leading things off will be Seth Smith, the right fielder, left-handed hitter. It's a 5-7 against Santana, against a lefty. It's a ground ball second base X. That is Dozier, and Dozier is a 1E5. So we know he's going to get to it. I don't even know where I roll. I didn't really have to even roll the D20 because nobody's on base. So we know he's going to get to it because he's a 1. All right, it's a total of 8, and he is an E5. So we'll check the second baseman. And E5, and there is no 8, so he makes the play. So easily done there by Dozier. 4-3 ground out, 1 away. Brings up Adam Jones. That's a 3-7 for Adam Jones against the right-hander, and that is a ground ball to short. Handled over there by Polanco. That's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for Manny Machado, third baseman. And that's a 6-7 against the right-hander for Santana. That's a walk. So it's a first base runner of the game as he walks Machado. That brings up Chris Davis, first baseman. We'll roll the D20, see if anything happens, and it does not. So here's Chris Davis. 5-7 against a lefty. 5-7 is ground ball second base X again. That's Dozier again. You know he's going to get to it, so I don't even have to roll the D20 because there's 2 outs, so it really doesn't, there's not going to be a double play or anything. That is a 9, and Dozier is an E5. So an E5, and there is no 9, so it's a good play. And since it's a third out, it really doesn't matter whether he went the short way to second or through to first. It's pretty irrelevant. I'm just going to say he threw it to first because it's the third out of the inning. And it's, like I said, I'm not being anal about it. Not keeping fielding stats or anything, so it's just an out. We'll call it that way. And that's the end of the first inning. No score. We go to the top of the second. And for the Twins, leading things off will be the third baseman, power hitting Miguel Sano. So Miguel Sano steps in. Gausman, 5-12 against a right-hander. Ground ball first base X. That is Chris Davis. Surprisingly, Chris Davis is a 2E9. I didn't think he would be that good of a fielder, but they gave him a 2 rating. But unfortunately for him, that's a 1 on the D20. So that's a base hit guaranteed. So I have to check for an error. It's a 12, and he is an E9 as a first baseman. So first baseman, E9. There is no 12, but it is a base hit. That is a leadoff single for Sano. As the D20 was a number 1, and Davis not able to field that one, as Sano smoked it by him. Leadoff batter is on for, that was Sano. That was actually Mauer, my bad. That was Mauer. That was my mistake. Sano is now the batter. And it was a ground ball to first base X against Gausman, whether it was a lefty or a righty, so that didn't affect anything, thank goodness. Did not need that. All right, now Sano is up with Mauer at first. That's a 2, so it's a chance for either a balk or a wild pitch. That's a 2, so a chance for a wild pitch. Gausman's wild pitch rating is a 9. And it's an 11, so there's no wild pitch. So we move on. Sano, a 4-6 against Gausman against a righty. It's a ground ball third base A, and that's a double play. 5-4-3. Much needed for Gausman. Get him 2 quick outs. Clear the bases. And that brings up catcher Jason Castro. 2-9 for Castro against a right-hander is a strikeout. His column 2 is loaded with strikeouts. So he is gone. Nothing doing for the Twins. After that leadoff single, there was nothing else to go for them. So they go down in order after that, thanks to the double play and the strikeout. Go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Leading off for the O's will be, leading off for the Orioles will be DH Mark Trumbo. So Mark Trumbo to lead things off. That's a 1-4 for Trumbo against a right-hander, and that's a strikeout. So Trumbo out on strikes. 1 away for the catcher, Wellington Castillo. It's a 4-5 against Santana, and that's a strikeout. So against a right-hander, that is a strikeout. 2 down. 2 down for Hyun-Soo Kim. It's a 6-6 against a lefty, and it's a ground ball to first, handled by Maurer. Taken to the bag himself. Inning is over. Very quick second inning. At the end of 2, we've got no score. And Gausman back on the bump. Both pitchers have a 6 as their point of weakness inning, so they're still good to go for several innings. Jorge Polanco, the shortstop, will lead off for the Twins. 3-3, and that is going to be a ground ball back to Gausman. That's 1 away. Brings up Max Kepler, right fielder. That's a 2-6 for Kepler, and that is a line out to the shortstop, J.J. Hardy, for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, left fielder Eddie Rosario, number 9 hitter, steps to the plate. It's a 3-10 for Rosario, and he's going to foul out to Wellington Castillo. And down go the Twins. So Gausman, thanks to the double play, has faced the minimum. And 9 Twins are down after the 3rd inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. And leading off for the O's will be Jonathan Scope, second baseman. Followed by J.J. Hardy, and then back to the top of the order with Seth Smith. 6-11 for Santana against a right-hander is a ballpark single. And the ballpark single is going to be 1-8. And that is an 8 exactly. So look at that. So it's a good thing it's a good weather here at Camden Yards. And that gets Jonathan Scope his leadoff single. Brings up J.J. Hardy. He's not a good bunter, so we're going to go ahead and let him swing away. First we roll the D20. Nothing happening. It's a 1-3 for Hardy. He's going to pop it up to Dozier at second for 1 away. Back to the top of the order and Seth Smith. D20, nothing happening. 1-8. 1-8 for Smith. Ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. And both pitchers have benefited by a double play. And after 3 complete, we are still scoreless, as neither offense can get anything rolling against these pitchers. We start the 4th, and it's back to the top of the order for the Twins. It'll be Dozier. And his first time up, Dozier was a strikeout victim. This is a 4-7 against Gausman, against the right-hander. That's another strikeout. So Dozier 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Brings up the DH Gausman. That's a 5-5 against the switch hitter batting left. 5-5 is another strikeout for Gausman. Both of those had dots, but of course we're in the 4th inning, so he's not tired. So those strikeouts are good. Here's Byron Buxton. That's a 4-7, and that's another strikeout. So Gausman strikes out the side here in the top of the 4th. Twins can't get anything going. And all this good weather, thinking there would be good offense, but the pitchers have had other ideas today. Gausman and Santana both. So here is Santana. He'll be facing Adam Jones to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Jones grounded to short his first time. 2-5 is a single to left field. Single to left field for Adam Jones. So leadoff single there, brings up Machado. Jones not a threat to steal. Roll the D20, nothing happening. Here's Machado. That's a 4-7 against Santana, and that's a strikeout. So one away for Chris Davis. And the O's looking for some power from Chris Davis. Nothing on the D20. 5-10 for Santana against the lefties. A ground ball shortstop X. That's Polanco. And Polanco's a 2-23. It's a 3. That could be tricky. 2 and a 3 is a G3. He's a G3, which is a runner advance. And this is a 12. A 12 off of an E23. E23, there is no 12. So it's a ground ball to short that the runner will advance on the G3. So Jones will make it to second base on the 6-3 ground out. But now there's 2 outs. And it's up to Mark Trumbo to get the run home. Although Jones is in scoring position at second base. It's a 5-3. Santana, 5-3. It's a fly ball right field X. That is going to be Kepler. He's a 2-E2. And that's a 17, so we know he's going to get under that. And that's a 10, so I'm pretty sure, unless it's a pitcher check, I don't think, if I suppose was right, I don't think any 10s show up on the error chart. They do for the outfield, but you got to be way up there in the E19 range. Kepler's an E2. E2, the only way to make an error is a 3, 18, or 16. So, good play made by Kepler. And the inning is over. So 4 innings in the books, and scoreboard not in any danger of being cracked right now. We will go to the 5th, and it'll be Joe Mauer to lead things off. Mauer got a single his first time up, but then was doubled off on or was erased on a double play by Sano. 5-11 against Gausman is a diamond shot. Diamond shot, so this could be the first run because with the good weather, 1-13 will be a home run here at Camden Yards. It's a 15, however, so simply a fly to right, 1 away. I know I'll kind of roll that to the right there. Hopefully you could see that without any problems. Still working on my setup here. All right, now here is Sano. 5-6 for Gausman is a single. So how about that? Sano comes up with a base hit. Hit number 2 by the Twins. Brings up the catcher Castro, and he struck out his first time up. Nothing on the D20. Castro, a 5-4 against a lefty, is a ground ball third base X. Manny Machado is a 1, and he's an E15. So 1-17, that's a chance for a double play as long as he doesn't make an error. That is a 13 on the 3D6s, and he is an E15. So we're checking E15, looking for a 13, and right there we have it. A 15 in a 13 is a 1 base error on Machado, so perhaps in his haste to try to turn 2, he bobbled it. E5, and both runners are safe. Runners are at first and second with only 1 out. That could have ended the inning, but now Gausman's going to have to get some extra outs. Here's Polanco. Nothing on the D20. Polanco, switch hitter batting left, 6-9. 6-9 is a ground ball first base A, so they will turn it after all, as Chris Davis turns a 3-6-3 with J.J. Hardy. Double play, and that ends the inning, and Chris Davis picks up Manny Machado, so his error did not prove costly. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still no score. And Urban Santana back on the mound. Will be facing Wellington Castillo, Sunwoo Kim, and Jonathan Scope. Those are the 3 scheduled hitters for the Orioles. Castillo to lead things off, 2-8. 2-8 is a 1-2 single. Anything else will be a ground ball to short. That's a ground ball to Polanco for 1 away. So here is Hyun-Soo Kim. That's a 3-9 for Kim. He's going to strike out. So 2 down for Jonathan Scope. It's a 1-12 for Scope. It's a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. So nothing doing there. Both pitchers Sharp today on opening day for them. Now we're going to start the 6th, which is the beginning of the point of weakness innings for both pitchers, so we'll keep an eye on that. First batter to be faced is the right fielder Max Kepler. Kepler lined to Hardy his first time. 5-4 is a ground ball third base X. That's Machado again. He's a 1, so we don't have to even roll the D20. We'll just check the 3 D6s. That's an 11. He's a 15. Remember last time he made the error. So a 15 at third. No 11 that time, so Machado will make the play. Easy 5-3 ground out, 1 away. For Eddie Rosario. Rosario popped up to Castillo his first time. 5-6 against Gausman, the left-hander. 5-6 is a 1-16 single. And a 17-20 he'll line out. That's a base hit for Rosario. 1 out single. So that's 1 ding on his point of weakness. Brings up Dozier. And Castillo's got a -3 arm, so they're going to have to really be careful if they want to try to steal on the Orioles. So Dozier's going to step in. Rosario at first base. Nothing on the D20. And for Dozier, it's a 3-11. And that's another ballpark home run, diamond chance. And it's a 1-13 for Dozier. Would be a home run. And it is a 7. So Dozier, a 2-run shot for Brian Dozier. And the Orioles finally give up some runs. Does Gausman, as Dozier took him deep. That good weather here at Camden Yards, and he took it out of here. Here is Robbie Grossman, 2-5, and that's a 1-11 single. 12-20, and it'll be fielded by Chris Davis, unassisted. It's a 5, so it's a single. So that's going to send Gausman now. He's at his point of weakness. Bullpen is loosening, but they're going to let him try to get one more batter out, or try to finish this inning if possible. Here's, oh, wait a minute, got to roll the D20 because there's runners on first. My bad. It's a 3, so nothing's happening. It's a 2-4 for Buxton, and that's a strikeout. So 2 down, and that brings up Joe Mauer. Roll the D20. Nothing happening. Mauer, 5-3, is a ground ball pitcher X, and Gausman's a 4 with an E8. So shaky in the field, but the 19 on the D20 is going to help him tremendously. So we'll check his defensiveness here. It's a 4 and a 19 is a G1, so that's a good play. This is an 11, and he's an E8. So an E8, there is no 11. It's a good play. So Gausman finishes out the inning without any more issues. 1-3 on the putout. But the 2-run homer by Dozier has given the Twins a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th, giving Irvin Santana a lead to work with. And that's going to do it for Gausman. He's going to be gone for the day. And the Orioles will turn in the 7th to Michael Givens. He's the one loosening in the bullpen. So Michael Givens will be coming in to pitch the 7th inning. Gausman goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, both earned, thanks to that home run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And the walks. Gausman did not walk anyone. Strikeouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not bad. Not a bad outing at all for Kevin Gausman. He goes 6 innings, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and of course the home run to Dozier. So now we're going to start the bottom of the 6th, and Irvin Santana's on the clock for his point of weakness. And he's going to start out facing J.J. Hardy, the number 9 hitter for the O's. It's a 6-10. 6-10 is a ballpark singles check. And on good weather, it's 1-8. And that's a 4, so it's a single for J.J. Hardy. Leadoff single, and that's 1 notch against the point of weakness. Alrighty, so now, Seth Smith. It's a 3, so nothing's happening. 6-8. 6-8 against the lefty. A 1 is a single. Anything else, he will line it to Joe Mauer. And it's a liner to first. One away. Hardy not in danger of being doubled off. Brings up Adam Jones. Nothing on the D20. Jones, a 1-6, is a fly to center. That's out number 2. So 2 down, and it's up to Manny Machado to get something going this inning for the Orioles. Oop, that's a 9 on the D20, so nothing happens. 1-7, and that's a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the O's. Santana, no notches against this point of weakness, so he's still good to go through 6, pitching that shutout. And I'll take it back, he had 1 notch against him. Hardy's single was 1 notch against him. All right, so Michael Givens, the right-hander, Michael Givens is in to pitch for the O's. Here as we start the 7th, and it'll be Miguel Sano facing Givens. It's a 6-7. 6-7 is a walk, so a leadoff walk. First batter of the game, and he walks Sano. Brings up Jason Castro. Check the D20, nothing happening. 5-5 against the lefty is a strikeout. So Givens comes back and gets a strikeout. 1 away for Jorge Polanco. Switch hitter batting left. That is a 7 on the D20, nothing happening. And that's a 1-3. 1-3 against a righty is another walk. So 2 walks and a strikeout this inning. Givens a little shaky with his control. Brings up Max Kepler. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Nothing on the D20. Kepler, a 2-11. 2-11 is a diamond shot again, and it's a 1-13, so it could be a 3-run shot. It's a 20 though, so it's a fly to right. So Orioles got a break there with the D20 helping him out. Here's Rosario. Nothing on the D20. 1-7. 1-7 is a fly to center. And that's going to end the top of the 7th. So the Twins threaten but don't score. 7th inning stretch time. It is the Twins holding a 2-0 lead. And since it's the 7th inning stretch, I'm going to pause the video, stretch with them, and come right back. Okay, bottom of the 7th, and we have bullpen action for the Twins. Left-hander Taylor Rogers is loosening in the bullpen in case Santana should get into trouble. First batter that Santana is going to face to start the 7th is Chris Davis. And for the Orioles, Michael Givens win his 1 inning. No hits, no runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And right-hander Brad Brock will take over in the 8th. But right now, Santana is going to see what he can do against Chris Davis, protecting a 2-0 lead. And he's got 1 notch against his point of weakness thanks to a hit given up to Hardy last inning. 4-3. 4-3 is a walk, so that's another notch. So Chris Davis with a leadoff walk brings up Trumbo. So Trumbo could tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. D20, nothing happening. It's a 5-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. That's Dozier. He's a 1, and he's an E5. So that's a 6, which is going to be a double play as long as there's no error. But we got a 4. He's an E5. He's a rating of 5, and there is no 4 there. And when you do a 6 and a 1, that's a G1. That's a double play. So that is a 6-4-3 double play. Pitcher's best friend, Trumbo. Slow running Trumbo grounded into the double play that erases everything. Now there's 2 out spaces empty for Castillo. It's a 1-6, and he's going to get a base hit to center field. So the double play ball really came into play. Here's Hyun-Soo Kim, and 1 more base runner against Santana via walk or a hit, and he will reach his point of weakness. It's a 4. Here's Kim. 4-5 against the lefty is a pop-up to Dozier at second, and the inning's over. So Ervin Santana is going to call it a day, I do believe. He's gone 7 shutout innings, and for Paul Molitor, can't expect more than that on opening day. Not stretched out enough to go anything further, so his day is done. 7 innings for Santana, no runs. Let's see, he walked 2. He struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. Struck out 4. Walked 2, struck out 4. And as far as hits, he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So, the line for Santana, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And he stands to be the winner if the score stays where the Twins continue to hold the lead and never lose it. But now we're starting the top of the 8th. It'll be right-hander Brad Brock. He will be coming on to pitch the top of the 8th for the Orioles. Try to keep things right where they are. And he's going to face the top of the order, Brian Dozier. He had that big 2-run homer his last time up. That's been the only scoring of the game. That's a 2-9 for Dozier, and he's going to foul out to Machado at third base. 1 away for the DH, Robbie Gausman, switch hitter batting left. It's a 2-7. 2-7 is a walk. So 1 out walk to Gausman, and that brings up Byron Buxton. And the Orioles also have action in their bullpen now. A left-hander is loosening by the name of Donnie Hart. So Donnie Hart, the lefty, is loosening, and he might be coming in to face Mauer, who's on deck. So we'll see what happens, depending on what Brock can do with Buxton. But Showalter doesn't want to be caught short, so he's getting them ready. 16, nothing on the D20. It's a 1-9. That's a strikeout, so 2 down. And now, do they leave Brock in to face Mauer, or do they let... Or are they going to bring in the lefty? Tough decision. Tough decision. But they're going to go to Hart. They're going to play the percentages. They're going to go to Donnie Hart. He'll be coming in. So Brock faces 3 batters. He pitches 2/3 of an inning. A walk and a strikeout. Can't close the book because the runner on base is his responsibility. But Joe Mauer facing Donnie Hart, lefty on lefty. It's an 8, nothing on the D20. Mauer, a 5-3, is a fly ball left field X. That's Kim. And Kim is a 4, E2. That's a 16, so I think he'll make that play. Outfielder, a 4 and a 16. Should be okay. Yes, it is. It's an F2, so that's good to go. Check for an error. It's a 13, and he's an E2. So no error there. So Kim fields that one without any issues, and the inning is over. So Donnie Hart faced his 1 batter that he needed to face and got out of the jam, keeps it 2-0. And when we go to the 9th, we'll get another Oriole pitcher, Darren O'Day. So Darren O'Day will come in and pitch the 9th for the Orioles. He will be the 5th pitcher used by the Orioles. And while all that was going on, Santana's been cruising, but now bullpen coming in for the Twins. They did have a left-hander loosening, but that was a while back. He had since sat down, that being Taylor Rogers. But with Scope Hardy and company coming up, they're going to go to Matt Belisle, the right-hander. So Matt Belisle is ready to go. He'll be in to face Jonathan Scope, trying to protect this 2-0 lead. It's going to be Scope Hardy and Seth Smith. So there could be, Taylor Rogers could be coming in to face Seth Smith. We'll take a look here and see. Or they could be going to someone else. I don't know if they have any other lefties in the bullpen. They don't really have any other lefties, so they're going to spot Taylor Rogers if they need him. So right now, it'll be Jonathan Scope to lead off. It's 6-8 against Belisle, and that's a strikeout. So Belisle comes in, puts the K on Scope. Now, Hardy's coming up. Hardy is the batter that's scheduled, but he could get called back. No, not really, because they don't have enough. They don't really have any other infielders to play. They're overloaded on the bench on outfielders. So they're kind of much stuck with Hardy. So, on opening day, at least they're going to stick with Hardy. They may have to do some adjustments on their roster to bring another infielder in. But right now, Hardy's going to bat. It's, let's put Hardy in the box. Hardy's going to bat. It's a 4-8 against Belisle, and he's going to strike out. So it didn't matter who was batting. It was going to be a strikeout, lefty or righty. It wouldn't have mattered. So might as well keep Hardy in there. Here's Seth Smith, and the way Belisle's pitching, you're not going to bring in Rogers. They're going to let Belisle finish it out. 3-4. Seth Smith against a right-hander. 3-4 is a ground ball to second. Innings over. So Matt Belisle did his job, and now Brandon Kinsler is loosening for the Twins to come in and try to save it in the 9th. And coming in for the Orioles to try to keep it as a 2-0 game is Darren O'Day. He'll be facing Miguel Sano. So for Kinsler, he's loosening to try to get the save for Belisle. He pitches 1 inning, strikes out 2, gives up nothing else. So definitely a clean inning there. Sano will now be facing Darren O'Day. And that is a 4-6. And that's a strikeout. So Sano, out on strikes, brings up the catcher, Jason Castro. And that's a 2-8 for Castro, and that's a strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout. It's the hat trick for Castro. He struck out 3 times, reached on an error, and struck out 3 times. Here's Jorge Polanco, batting left. 2-4 against the righty is a pop out to short. And that's going to end the inning. So O'Day, a perfect 9th inning. 2 strikeouts, nothing else across. We're going to the bottom of the 9th here at Camden Yards. Last chance for the Orioles. And it's going to be the Jones, Machado, and Davis. So the heart of the order. So Kinsler's going to earn that save if he gets it, because he's going to have to face the meat of the Oriole lineup. So Brandon Kinsler coming in. Brandon Kinsler. If I can get him to get in his spot there. Card got a little, corner got a little jammed in packaging, I noticed, when it came in through the plastic wrap from the from the packaging. So he's going to be facing Adam Jones, Machado, and Chris Davis to start the bottom of the 9th. So Adam Jones steps in against Kinsler. Last chance for the O's. Are down 2-0, bottom of the 9th. 6-6 for Kinsler is a fly to right, and that's 1 away. Brings up Manny Machado, and the powerful Oriole lineup has just done nothing today. Even in good weather with the ballpark effects, they've done nothing. 3-6. That is a single for Machado, so that does bring the tying run to the plate. And that tying run is Chris Davis. And he's certainly capable of going yard. To 20 on the D20, so nothing happening there. Chris Davis, 1-5. Oh, he just missed it. He had a home run at 1-4 and a diamond shot at 1-6. The 1-5, however, is a ground ball second base A for a double play to end the ball game. So how do you like that? If that had been a 1-4 or a 1-6, we could have had ourselves a tie ball game. As it was, it's a 4-6-3 double play, and the Twins celebrate here at Camden Yards with a 2-0 victory over the homestanding Orioles. And Kinsler gets the save, gave up 1 hit. So both teams collect 5 hits, but it was the 1 hit by the Twins, that 2-run homer from Dozier, that took care of it. So if we look at the score sheet, line score is 2-5-0 for the Twins, 0-5-1 for the Orioles. Winning pitcher was Irvin Santana. The losing pitcher, tough luck loser, was Kevin Gausman. And the save goes to Brandon Kinsler. So that is game number 2 out of the 6 opening day games in Demo's dozen. That's the second of the 3 American League games to be played. The last remaining American League game will be the next video, and that's going to be the Kansas City Royals visiting Oakland to take on the A's. And that'll be coming up at a later date. Right now, we say goodbye from Camden Yards, where the final score again is the Minnesota Twins 2, the Orioles nothing. Winning pitcher Irvin Santana, loser Kevin Gausman, saved Brandon Kinsler. Till next time, hope you guys enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.